Hello. Moi, je t'entends. Ok. Ton micro, il est-tu sur mute dans le fond? Ah, ok. Bon, je m'entends maintenant, fait que c'est parfait.
Alright, doing a sound test. Hey, Kelton! Hilarious! Danu! Nice to see you guys. Well, see your names. "22 views of a counter. Starting soon. Maybe it'd be nice if we had those super epic sound on every second. I'm kind of torturing myself with that timer. I would just start right now, but now I gotta wait until it's 0, 0, 0.
The idea is to move away from the computer while this sticks out so people know that it's gonna start soon.
But I'm excited! I haven't done this in years!
Okay, so yeah, I have about a minute to start the build, so I'll be back.
Alright, so 1 minute. For the people that are with us, it would be really appreciated if you kind of poked your friends, shared the stream on Facebook, on Twitter, on Discord. Just tell people that it's starting, because we want this to be a party. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Alright. Hi everyone. So, for the first time in a very, very long time, we're able to show outward to everyone who's interested. So, I'm just gonna start a game. You tell me, guys, should I start with a melee character or a mage character? I'm gonna take some votes. I'm not surprised with Kelton saying mage.
more of a melee guy, but you are the one playing.
Alright, it's gonna be magic. Let's go.
Trevor Lionheart is asking if the game has a release date yet.
Yeah, we announced the release date for February 12th on our last trailer. Oh no, I'm not in inverse. That's a problem. Alright.
Not in inverse. What is this?
Okay, here we are. So, here's my mage. This is the Chersonese, the very first region in the game. And
Just for funsies, there's about 2,200 2,200 people watching on Steam right now.
hi everyone. Okay, so I'm not sure if I want to go and mess up with the bandits or go inside the mountain. Actually, I'm going to just explain a bit about the game because I'm sure there's a lot of new people and like who haven't heard about the game back when we were doing a Kickstarter or stuff like that. So Outward is an open world RPG in which you're not overpowered, in which you're not a Dragonborn or a big ass commander. So we're very vulnerable and any encounter can be the death of us. So in terms of difficulty, it could be compared to a game like Dark Souls, but it doesn't have the same structure where you collect souls and go back to a campfire, stuff like that. But it has the same principle of combat where you have your combos, there's a lot of anticipation, you gotta be careful, and you'll get to see combat pretty soon. And yeah, the point is to make an adventure game and not a hero game. And that means we don't focus solely on combat, but on everything that would make up the life of an adventure. That means camping, traveling, means gotta be careful if it's snowing. Like in this region, there could be snow, and if it's cold, I would need either a good coat or a campfire or eat some special types of food. As for the question if the game is single player, you can play solo, but you can also play in co-op, split screen, or online.
So yeah, pretty much everything. But man, the chat on Steam is going fast.
By the way,
So
Piotr,
no-
maybe you want to introduce yourself since you're not
Yes.
the guy on the
I'm not on the,
on the screen.
on the screen right now. So yeah, I'm a programmer at 9dots. My name is Pierre Luc. I'm on the chat. My nickname is Chaos. People are asking a lot what is this game. Maybe you should have had an outward layout in the chat. Maybe it's showing up not just on the main page of.
Yeah, it's a bit late for that, but okay. So I got two bandits right here. So unlike most games that are more hack and slashy, you could just run into a fight. In this case, I gotta be more careful. So I have my backpack. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna kind of sneak away just to show you what it's like. I might need to dodge, just like in many games of that type. But if I dodge, that's how it looks like. It's very clumsy, very slow. And that's because I'm wearing my backpack. You know how in most games, like in Skyrim, for instance, you could have like 5 full plate armors in your inventory and it wouldn't change anything. Well, we're not like that. We have very limited inventory space. So I'm just gonna drop my bag. Now I no longer have any inventory space, but I can dodge real good. And I'm also faster in movement. Okay, and before jumping into the fight, either I place a fire sigil to be able to throw fireball in their face, or I focus so that I can use telekinesis to send my chakram weapon right here the face. I've shown the fireball already before, so I'm gonna show the chakram. So I focus, and now for 3 minutes, I'm able to use the other skills of my chakram.
The shepherd is asking on Steam, what classes are there?
So you build your own class. There are 8 different trainers, and they all have very, very different skill sets. And you can't max out all of them. It's really hard to explain all this while making sure I don't get hit. Because right now it looked easy because I used the right skill and everything, but I'm like 3 hits away from dying. So I just gotta be sure I have the right opportunity, like this.
Muse is also asking if other players can take your backpack.
Yes, they can. Actually, we've seen some players do something really interesting, is that there would be only one of them using a backpack, and they would share the inventory in it. So it's especially useful if, say, you play an archer, so you can stay back, you don't really care so much about dodging, as long as you got your friend tanking for you. And so the tank himself would need to be able to dodge and stuff like that. And so he would be the one not wearing a backpack. So for examples of trainers, here in this region there's a hermit that can teach you some magic about manipulating wind, and there is a type of warrior that teaches you how to infuse elements inside your weapon and then use that in other skills. One I like a lot is the Gong Strike, where when there's, say, fire or ice on your weapon, like a mace, and you're using a shield, you can smash your mace or your one-handed weapon on your shield, and that leaves a big blast of energy. It removes the enchantment from your weapon, but that might get you out of a bind when you're facing multiple enemies at once. Let's try it this way. I think I'm gonna, yeah, I know which path I'm gonna use.
Cheteya is asking, you don't loot your kills?
You're right, I forgot about looting my kills. I'm too excited. Okay. Do I have a pickaxe with me? No, I don't. Okay.
The Hyper, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, is asking, are the skills like Ultima, is it a mix and match of that makes to me unique classes?
Yep, exactly. That's exactly it. The way it works is we have breakthroughs. You start a game with 3 breakthrough points, and a breakthrough unlocks the second half of the skill tree of a trainer. And so since there are 8 trainers and you can only max out 3 of them, well, that kind of creates your own class. Alright, so this switch right here will not like me, I think.
Guillaume, you know what? I think I'll just add a label on the screen that says that you're playing Outward, real quick.
All right, I'm gonna make sure this works. You can tell we're noobs. Alright, there we go. So the witch right there is gonna turn hostile as soon as I get close. I'm gonna show the fireballs now. So I have these crystals right here, the firestones, that I prepared just before heading out, and I need to expand one of those to create a fire sigil, which is good because this is a ice switch. There we go. So somehow she didn't see me yet. There we go. Now she... Come on, why is this... Alright. Oh! Took her long enough. Okay.
White Eye is asking, so since it's autosave feature, does this mean it's permadeath?
It's not permadeath. We have a system of what we call the contextual defeat scenarios. So depending on what kills you... Damn it. What kills you changes what happens. So if, for instance, those bandits take me down, maybe they would capture me, or I would respawn somewhere further down in the cave because I was dragged there, and maybe face different monsters. So you never really know what's gonna happen when you're taken out. And the thing is, you're never too sure, and some of them are even positive, so that can be weird because sometimes like you just went through 2 defeat scenarios in a row, you're kind of pissed off, and then you die a 3rd time, but you get something positive out of it, so then it's not so bad. Of course, not every region. Not every region has positive scenarios. It really depends. Oh god, I still have my backpack.
Josh Elliott is asking if Gothic 3 was an inspiration for
it was not,
the game.
but people keep telling us that we're very similar to them in many regards. What I think they see in common is the seriousness of how we're doing it. It's not about, like, just because it's fantasy doesn't mean it's not serious. And I think that's what we have in common with them. Also, we're not European, but a lot of people could qualify our game with being Eurojank, which is supposed to be negative, but considering the kind of game that they made, for instance, Divinity Original Sin is often considered like a high-quality Eurojank RPG, and being a huge fan of that, being compared to Divinity is kind of the ultimate flattery.
Day Chipper is asking, do you lose all your gear when killed?
No, you don't lose all your gear. You can sometimes lose stuff, but usually you can find it right back close to you.
There's one defeat scenario that if you get captured by bandits, you'll wake up in a cell without your stuff.
Yeah, there are some... Oh, okay, there's a trap right here. There are some cases here in which you can lose stuff, but it's more rare. So the punishment is more... You can lose some... like your food can rot and stuff like that. I'm gonna take the axe just to show the different playstyles.
Over 3,000 viewers on Steam.
What? Now I'm bleeding. That's not good. I hope I have bandages. Oh shit, I don't have any bandages.
Bay my sword. Are there choices that have game-changing consequences?
You mean like losing entire towns or having characters die? Yes. I can't believe I don't have any bandages. Damn it. I'm gonna need to craft some, but I don't have any. Oh, extreme bleeding. This is bad. This is bad. Where can I...
To answer Josh Elliott's question, if you can manually save, nope.
Now the game is just saving every time you're trying to quit, or every time you change region, or every X amount of time, I think, as well. Pierre, you can tell me if I'm wrong on the amount of time.
Nope. But that's something we can probably do if we need to. But so far, just switching areas. Since you need to sleep or at least rest every X amount of time, because you need to replenish your burn stamina or health and stuff. You like saving anyway, so.
I can't wait for the bleeding to be done. This is hurting me. 40 seconds still. I should have told.
The Thigh is asking, is there crafting?
Oh, yes, there is. So you can craft things like out of nothing, like this, and then you can set up a cooking station or alchemy station for more complex stuff to prepare. I'm really about to die here. God damn it. And you can also interact with some. There goes nothing. You can interact with some merchants that can craft armors for you as well. Oh shite! Oh shite!
Arya is asking, is there character customization and how far does it go if there is?
There are, of course, you can play both either a male or a female, and you can choose the color of your skin. We have different faces and different haircuts, but it's not that that big. Okay. I can do this.
Chashelet is asking, now with the most important question, how immersive is the world? Can I get drunk with my club buddies? Any mini games or the like?
There aren't any mini games, and you can drink alcohol, and what it does is that it makes you a better mage, but makes you more unstable on your feet. But yeah, that's pretty much it. No. Oh shh. No mini game in which like you see everything hazy and stuff like that.
Now I see what you were talking about, because I have the audio before the image. Sanix is asking, if you can't manually save, can we make save backup to keep in the event of a hard drive failure, bad crash corrupting the game? Yeah, well, we are doing our best to avoid crashes since there's autosave. And when you load back, if the last save was corrupt, we keep an historic of saves. So if the last one was corrupt, we backtrack to the previous one.
So essentially, we just leave the option to access debug option if it comes to that kind of stuff. But we figure it goes against the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so I killed those mantis who spooked me twice. Oh, there's dude here. Yay for fish. Actually, I'm gonna get that as well.
I actually don't read Cyrillic, so I cannot. I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, and one thing you'll notice is if you look at my life bar and stamina bar on the bottom left of the screen, I have some maximum amount that is burnt out, like maximum stamina is starting to burn away. Same thing for my health, and that usually means I need to rest. I'm starting to have like almost 1/4 of my maximum stamina that is burnt out, and that is exposing me to danger. So I'm gonna now set up my camp to try and rest.
Leo is asking, the game is not even out yet. How are you playing it?
I'm playing the game because I'm the developer. I'm the my role in the company. I'm the CEO and creative director of the project. I did mostly game design. Okay, so I need to sleep maybe 4 hours. That should be fine. I'll need to guard a bit and then repair my stuff.
Day Chipper is asking, so by single play, does that mean you don't see others in the game, or this is an online persistent world where you can choose to play with others, but you may see others if you play?
It is not a persistent world. Its structure is very similar to let's say Diablo or Borderlands, where you just invite someone to come over to your game. Okay, so I don't know what's going on here.
Muse is asking, can you explain the resting system? Why you choose what you did?
Okay, so right now I have a bug that I have no clue what's going on because it's supposed to already be reloading the scene after sleeping. But yeah, usually you choose how many hours you spend sleeping. That will restore your health, your stamina, and your maximum of both as well. Guarding is to avoid being ambushed. if you spend half the time resting while guarding, that will reduce your ambush to 0. And then repairing your equipment every hour is 10% of all the gear you have equipped that is repaired. But yeah, I have no idea why I'm not resting right now.
Cheshelit was asking, was actually saying, since he can or she can read Cyrillic, they were asking if Russian language was an option.
I think we don't have the Russian language yet, but it was in the plans.
Excellent question from Diabolic Flame. He's asking, do you have still plan to add split screen?
Yes, it will have split screen. It already does. It is one of the key features that we never ever considered removing. It's one of the most unique elements. Let's see if now I can sleep, or if I have a bug build. Hey, Pierre-Luc.
White Eyes, yeah.
You gave me a build that has a bug that does not allow me to rest.
That's lame.
It is, because now I can't sleep.
You
That's
can't
really
rest.
not good. God damn it! This is oh man. All right,
So
I'll
good.
try and play this game in which you're supposed to sleep by not sleeping. That's
Well, you
go
can
great.
press 8. White Eye is asking how big the game world is.
We have 4 different regions. Oh, oops. We have 4 different regions. Each of them is 4 square kilometers. Each of them has 1 town dedicated to it, and there are different. I'd say like maybe 6 major dungeons per region, between 6 and 8, and many smaller dungeons as well. So yeah, if you want to explore everything, like, expect to spend many dozens of hours.
Starlight Phoenix is asking, can you be a summoner in this game?
We have 1 summoning spell, and it is it's very costly, but it exists. Essentially, you summon a soul next to you as a ghost, and yeah, it's very powerful. So if you want to go the Necromancer way, ouch, I'm dead. If you want to go the Necromancer way, that would make you like a ghost summoner.
Mac is asking, if I'm new to the game but my friends play a lot, can they boost / gear up me fast?
If I can what?
Basically, can your friends give you loot?
Yeah, they can. That's not a problem. Oh, now I get bandages. Okay, so...
You've been knocked out?
Yeah, I was knocked out and I found bandage.
You know that you could cheat?
No, cheating is lame.
Is there any pets in the game?
No. But why is that lever not moving?
Otaku is asking, are there going to be specific goals, or are you just a guy in a world making your own adventure?
So there are 3 different main story paths. They're all associated to a different faction. So when you start, you can join one of those factions, and if you want to see the others, you need to get a new save and start a character anew. But you can. There is a hidden way to kind of send items from one save to another, but you gotta be more advanced in the game to be able to do that.
Arya is asking, will there be more mod support for the game?
It's not in the plans at the moment. Modding a game is extremely complicated, especially because we're a very small team. This game is made by less than 10 people most of the time. So adding mod support would have like almost double the development time for the project. We've been working on it for 4 years now. And also we're working on Unity, and Unity is not like, for people to mod a Unity game, they would need to have all the proper licenses in Unity as well. Okay, I don't have any. Yeah, I have one potion here. Okay. Okay, so I'm really mad I can't sleep in tents. Okay, so now I do this. Do that.
Malcolm Rains is asking if they will have access to the debug menu.
Well, on PC, yes, we still need to figure that out on console.
Well, if they know how, but we won't
Yeah,
tell them.
they will need to know how. But people will dig it out. I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. Taradorn is asking, how strong can you influence your environment / NPCs? I heard something about losing cities, so could you theoretically increase the prosperity of a city by bringing all your loot there constantly?
Oh, no, there is no ongoing economic effect. That would be crazy cool, but it wasn't. It wasn't in our plans. We focus more on the adventuring aspect more than single-handedly influencing the economy of the world, which goes kind of against the principle of just being a guy and not some kind of superhero. Okay, I don't know why I'm hearing the combat music. Maybe because of this guy.
Day Chipper is asking, so if you get a new save, can you jump from one character to another?
Well, you can just load to the save file of your other character, but you can't bring your character from one save at exactly the same spot from the other save.
Did you mention the... forgot the...
There's a
not
question
really
from,
Carry, but...
Huh?
When you pass... legacy system, there you go. Have you mentioned the legacy system?
I mentioned that there are ways to send your items from one character to another, but that it was a hidden thing. We don't want to explain that just yet. Actually, we want the players to find out how to make it work.
Arya is asking if the game will comes out on all platforms at the same time.
Yeah, same ship on every platform.
No, Arkansas is also answering the Steam chat. Thank you, Arkansas. Zephytai, I'm sorry if I'm butchering names there. Can you have music instruments? Let's go travel the world with music.
No, you can't be a wandering bard. Would have been cool, but yeah. It's crazy, like all the different things that people would like to do in our world, and I totally get that. Okay, how do I get up there? I gotta be careful, there are traps. I don't want to bleed again. Okay, doing this thing again.
Spark Charge is saddened that we had to drop the snow and season stuff, and is asking if we're going to work either on that or anything else on Outward after the release of the game.
The amount of support that we can do will depend on how popular the game is. We already spent a lot of resource on the title so far, and we didn't want the game to be released like incomplete. We didn't want to follow the early access model. Not that there is something wrong with that. It's just not the approach for us. I forgot the solution to that puzzle. God damn it! I'll just leave. So, if, for instance, if we were very popular and we could support a game post-launch with extra DLC and stuff like that, there are definitely free updates that we would like to do. One of them would be adding permadeath. Another would be something we explored before but was hard to pull off and we had to put it on ice, was to allow split screen while playing with someone else online. And the reason for that is, one, it's great for streamers, but also it's a very good communication tool, so that if you play with someone and there is a barrier language or they don't have access to a microphone or something like that, well, you can see what they are doing and play accordingly. Okay, I'm gonna try and see if I can just never
Day
sleep.
Chipper is asking if there is a day-night cycle.
There is a day-night cycle. One game day is, if I recall correctly, a bit over an hour.
Yeah, around an hour. Might be exactly an hour, actually.
Okay, so a day is an hour.
Zach Attack is asking if there's going to be a global inventory where you can store your items and pick them up later, like a bank.
You can have a house. Actually, you start with a house and you can buy another one in one of the other cities, and that is where you would stockpile your stuff. Okay, those hyenas will burn.
Sparkle Pony is asking if we're going to see
Sparkle
some.
Pony.
Yeah,
Sorry, you were saying?
So he was saying that was asking if we're going to see some split screen action.
Not today, but definitely in the future we will show more of it.
Captain Frosty is asking, what was that smoke stuff that we see before?
What smoke stuff?
I don't know.
Maybe
Can you?
the smoke that was on my character. If it's the case, I had two different debuffs that were active on my character because of a spell cast by the Troglodyte Mage, the dude with a crystal staff.
Elarius is asking what engine are we using?
We're using Unity. And I see a question here by Queefsters asking why is the grass purple? This mountain is actually sitting on what we call a ley line. It's where we need to go to unlock mana. When you start the game, you actually don't have a mana bar, and you need to permanently sacrifice your maximum health and your maximum stamina in order to unlock your mana. And you do it in this mountain. And every mana stone you see are crystallized purple energy, and this is why the vegetation in this region is purple, because it is affected by that mana energy around the mountain. But if I look further down, like if you look down here, then you see that the trees start getting back to the normal green hue once they are further away from the mountain.
Leon Matrix is asking, when you play split screen, the character progression is linked to a save, or every user have their personal profile?
The save is based on who is the hosting player, and then the second player is joining in with a character from one of his own saves. But if you say one player start a save and another player joins in, everything he does that would like increase his character, get new skills, the money he finds, the equipment, it will bring that back to his own save once he's done. So you don't lose your progress, at least for the character, but you don't progress your own story when you do it that way. Let me get the eggs. Eggs. Gonna make an omelette. I think I have enough shroom for an omelette. No! I need more mushroom. It's gonna be nice.
Arya is asking if the save is physical on the HDD or is it in the cloud like some games do with Steam?
It's on the HDD.
Yeah, probably on consoles. There's a good chance that they are sync on the cloud save. We haven't actually looked how Steam, if we can just enable the Steam cloud save. That's something that we could look into before the release if it's easy and we don't need to host storage or anything. That's probably something we could enable. We'll have to have a look.
Oh shit. That one is mad.
Well, you threw a fireball at her.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'd be pissed too. Dodge right on time. Okay. I'm gonna... Oh shit. I don't want to die. I want you to die.
Get good, man.
Working on it.
Three-part question. How important is magic to the game story, gameplay? Will it be more difficult to play as a character with less magic? Are there spells useful for things other than combat?
Okay, magic is not necessary. You can play the whole game without ever unlocking magic for a character. It does play a big role in the story, but not necessarily because of the character's ability with magic, but more with it's about how other characters that are more powerful than you are using their magic to change the story. What was the, the other question? Oh, wait. Would it be more difficult to play a character with less magic? Not necessarily. Every different dungeon, every region has like some builds that are working better and others that are not. So it's a case by case basis. And the last one was spells useful for other things in combat. Not much. You can light up your campfire using the spark spell. I'm gonna try and see if I can sleep.
Yeah, there's a lantern that lets
Yeah,
you.
you can cast a light source. That one is good.
You can sleep. Remember?
Yeah, I'm gonna try again and see if it was just.
No. I know what
Oh,
the
you
bug
know the
is.
bug.
Yeah, I know the bug.
Pierre-Luc, you're lucky I'm
I,
in a good mood, Pierre-Luc.
I missed it, but we passed over 4,000 people viewer on Steam, so that's
That's
pretty
really
good.
cool. Hi everyone.
Can you roll or jump?
I can roll. I can't jump. Okay, so
How
I-
diverse would you say the locations and quests are, or are they all super generic?
we don't have like 1,000 fetch quests. We have a few select quests that are more complete and fleshed out. We divide quests between the main missions, the side missions, and then the tasks. The tasks are like small things that a merchant could ask you, say they want that kind of ingredient or something like that, but they are very optional. The main quests are usually taking about 1 or 2 hours to do each, and the side quests are a bit longer, maybe 2.5 hours, but there are only 3 of them, but they are really important, and if you ignore them, it will have an effect on the landscape of the game.
To answer Zaria's question, yes, you will be able to customize your controls. I see Zipati is also asking, are there weapon skills?
Yes, they are. Actually, I'm gonna start playing with the other character to show the difference when you play a melee instead of a mage. And then I might even start a new game.
Another question from Captain Frosty. Does location affect your ambush chance?
Yes. There are some safe spots that are pretty cool. Oh, bandits there. So yeah, there are safe spots, and then there are areas that are more dangerous. And also, if you are ambushed in a dungeon, it's not exactly the same thing as when you are ambushed outside. When you're ambushed outside, it creates a specific encounter to that region, whereas if you're ambushed in the dungeon, it will locate what is the closest enemy to you, and that enemy will find you.
Blistering Rems is asking if they're going to be a long travel mechanic.
No. Everything is based on, like, the game is based on being an adventurer and traveling, and we felt it would go against the spirit of that if they could skip the danger itself. I'm gonna try and make, if I recall correctly, the recipe for, I think this is that. Yeah, firestones.
People are keep asking what we're playing. It's hilarious. And now with 4,400 people, there's a lot of people answering that it's actually outward in caps, and this is so funny. How much populated is the game? I'm talking about NPC and monsters.
Okay, so when you are in the dungeon, it's much more dense. It encounters mostly enemies. If you are outside, I would say maybe one encounter every between 3 and 7 minutes, depending on how lucky you are and what is your path, and if you get close to spawn points and stuff like that. And then there are villages in which there are usually about 20 to 30 different NPCs.
Let's see if I don't miss any older questions. I think I'm fine. So Leon Matrix is asking, what will the game be priced at since you cannot pre-order right now?
Will be priced at $40. I'm gonna run away from this fight. I've shown bandits already. Oh god. Hi. Shouldn't be too hard. I'm out of mana and I'm out of stamina. Cool. There you go.
So and slash there will be no PvP. Zack attack our enemies and NPCs randomly generated. Do enemies respawn?
Um, the enemies do respawn, but slowly. If I recall correctly, it takes 4 or 5 days for them to spawn back, and that's 4 or 5 days with us never being in the region. So if say we leave in a different region and then we come back much later, then they will be respawned. Otherwise, if you stay in the same region all the time and keep fighting everyone, eventually everything will be dead until they come back, of course.
Day chipper. So back to the travel system. Since there's no taxi system, if you are in one region, can you fast travel to another from like fixed points?
That's actually how it works for traveling to different regions. You get to the extremity of a region, and then it asks if you want to do the travel, because the region themselves are supposed to be separated by long trails, but it would have been boring to just be walking along a road for a very long time. So it's just reaching to the end of the region, and then it spawns you to the next one. So like in this case, I'm gonna look at the map if I don't have any enemies running at me. No, I don't. I'm starting to be hungry already, so I should have cooked my fish. God damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna look at my map. So if I go here, I would be leaving to one of the other regions, and if I go there, it will lead me to another. So I just need to look at my path. And by the way, if you look at the map, you will realize that the map does not tell you where you are, just like a real map wouldn't. So you need to look at the landmarks around you. So I see there's a kind of a castle there, and there's a big mountain here. So if I look at that, this is a castle, this is a mountain, so I can guess that I am around near here. And so I should see a lake not too far from me. There it is, that's the lake. So now I can use all those different landmarks to guess my position.
We have a couple more questions, so we'll try to answer them quick. How much content the game has at its launch stage?
It will have 4 different regions. All 4 of them, like I said, will have 4 square kilometers to explore, lots of different dungeons, and a different town. I think I'm gonna change region actually, but I'm gonna need food for that.
Starlight Phoenix is asking if there's going to be an attribute system like strength, intelligence, constitution, etc.
Nope. Instead, we focus only on the skills that you learn and your maximum health, maximum stamina, and maximum mana. That just gave us quite enough tools for to balance and give a lot of possibilities to the players.
Boy is asking is what is the level cap?
Well, like I said, there's not even a matter of level. It's just the amount of skills that you learn, and you can only max out 3 of the 8 skill trees that you can find.
Oh, so many questions. Is there going to be relationship like romance, social gesture, and stuff?
Not much. It's there are some relationship involved with the main quests and how you interact and the kind of dialogue choices and the actions you do will change your affinity with some characters. But it won't have like the big sprawling romance of a Mass Effect game, for instance.
Arya is asking what the world border looks like, a giant invisible wall, a place where you will fall to your death, or what?
Yeah, it will look like this. I'm almost at one of the extremities, so you will be able
Yeah.
to see it. We kind of surround the region by mountains.
Lord Azura is asking if the world is procedurally generated and or dungeons. Yes.
It's all handcrafted. There is no procedural generation of content. So you know that it's not gonna be like one long stretch of boring stuff, and everything is kind of dense and packed with things to do and explore. However, the content of the containers, the loot itself, is procedurally generated by choosing among different tables. So that will change your experience from one playthrough to
Not
another.
sure if we answered this question. Sparkle Pony is asking if there are elite monsters and or bosses.
There are enemies that are much more dangerous than the others. Specifically, there are two bosses that are meant to be harder than the ending fight of the stories, I should say. And yeah, there are some monsters that would be considered very very dangerous. So for instance, we have the manticores, and for people who have followed Nine Dots for a long time, they would know that when we say that a manticore is dangerous, they will just nod and say yes, yes they are.
Sparkshire is asking, traps and poison are still a thing to deal with enemies that might be more powerful or
Yes, yes,
outnumbers you.
it's
Yeah.
actually one of the best way to deal with difficult encounters when you're just starting out, because you still don't have all the skills to tackle different enemies. Building traps can really help you in a bind. And I do have like poison right here, a poison rag that I can put on my mace. So if I do this like this, now my mace is poisoned for about 1 minute and a half. And if I poison an enemy, then it can be a good idea to just stay defensive and wait for them to die.
Astra is asking if there. Harkins actually already answered the question. There will be no mounts, unfortunately. Um, Kaio has just joined us, I think. He's asking how the death system is going to work for the game.
Can you answer this one in the chat, because I've already answered it
Sure.
a bit earlier.
Um,
Okay, so now I'm gonna cheat. I'm sorry everyone, but I need to heal because of the bug that does not let me sleep. So here I am now at full health, and I need to find salt to be able to prepare my travel rations that will allow me to change region.
Boy is asking for the melee character.
All right, all right, all
You've
right.
seen
Let's do
you've
this.
seen enough Maze shit. Not actually his actual word, but mine, because I'm a more of a melee guy.
All right, all right. I'm gonna bring the melee character, and then I'm gonna change region just so that you don't see the same stuff all over.
You just died it.
Died it?
Die dead. Like in Dark Souls, you die dead. Yes. Excuse my French.
All right. I'm gonna get back to main menu and load the melee guy. Melee. I don't even recall.
Spark Charge is saying that it seems that Outward has improved a lot in graphism. I don't know what was the last time you saw the game.
Yeah, it's crazy what you can achieve in
At
two
least 2
years.
years, I guess.
Yeah. All right, I got my dude with a big axe, big helmet. Actually, I think it's not a dude.
Okay,
Look at
Monkey
Mage.
Balls Man is asking, once you beat the game,
Yes,
is
it's
it
a lady.
all, or do you have a high replayability?
Because you can't be good at everything, and because there are three different storylines, really, if you want to see everything there is to play, you will need to play at least three different characters from start to finish. Um, so
I will paste the defeat system.
okay, so
There you
I'm
go.
gonna need. Where am I? Where am I? The Conflux Mountain is to the north. So if I look at my map, that means I'm right here. Can I see the bridge? Can't see. The bridge is there.
Did I
All
miss
right.
something? Du. To answer Silvershine about the what we're going to do after the game releases, will depend on how the game is received, I guess. Like you said,
There's so many questions for us. This is. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
we're about to reach 5,000 people, and this is
Okay.
amazing.
There are so many questions left unanswered on how popular the game will be. Um, we're just a very small, scrappy studio based in Quebec City, a team of 10, and we've been working kind of blindly on the game for years now. And we've never been that good with getting the word out. That's why we signed a deal with Deep Silver, because they're a
Hey,
publisher, and
5,000.
that's their deal. They make games popular by spending marketing money smartly and that kind of stuff. And that is why we got so many people on the stream right now. It's their clout. But we don't know how the game will be received. There are so many games being released every day, so I just can't promise the amount of support it will do post launch, and that is why it's important for us to make sure that when the game is released, at a release, it's good enough right from the start. Not some buggy mess, not something with lackluster content, but something that will keep you busy for at least 80 hours. And then if you still want more and the game is popular and we have the means to support it, we will be really glad to do so. But I can't promise anything.
Zipit is asking Zipit. I'm still butchering his name. Are the spells bought or acquired per level?
The spells are acquired by talking with trainers and exchanging money for the skills.
Monkey Balls Man is asking, will there be PS4 Pro enhancement, and what about FPS on consoles? To answer your question, I will need to ask again the guys who are porting the game. Actually, since we're a small studio, as Guillaume said, we are asking for. Well, we how do you say that? We paid another company that is more experienced than us in porting the game, basically. They're making the console stuff, and
I know there's going to be a difference. I just don't know how much.
yeah, I don't know if it's the FPS or the graphics that are going to be improved on a PS4 Pro
Yeah.
or Xbox One X.
But yeah, the game is gonna we're targeting 30 FPS, not 60.
Will there be falling damage and friendly fire?
Friendly fire, no. Falling damage, yes. But we're not too savage with that. If you just slide down a mountain, you can do it relatively safely. But if you are, say, jumping or push or fall from a more steep cliff, you can really take a lot of damage.
Arya is asking if there will be a camera mode, because it seems like a screenshot from the game would work great as a background.
That is so cool to hear. I think it will stay in the game through the debug mode. So on PC at least, yes, you will be able to like move the camera around and take great screenshots.
I'm missing. I think I'm missing a few questions. I'm going back in the chat. Give me a few seconds. What do the crystals on the terrain do? Small ones and also the huge on the pedestal thing.
Okay, so that thing right there is very important point of the story, there are these monsters called the Scourge who are essentially they've already raised the world once, and then humans adapted, and to be able to push them out of the area, they have these vigils, and those are like there is a monster inside that crystal that is kind of used as a decoy to make sure that the Scourge
Um,
monsters aren't staying close.
Adasta is asking if we can go to a city and or town to see what it looks like buying stuff, skills.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and go to Monsoon. That's my favorite city. Um, I'm gonna try and go there, and then we'll see all the jazz.
Dark Cloud's asking, is this Dark Souls 4?
If we can get the success of Dark Souls, sure, sure.
Was it already answered when you talk about replayability? But how long is one playthrough?
Okay, one playthrough would be between 20 and 30 hours, I'd say.
So there's 3 playthrough.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. 60 hours.
Yeah, but if you do that, like 20 hours would be just going mostly like in one direction.
Yeah.
Okay, I was really out of breath. What is?
Can we expect to love the cities and know their name by heart?
Yes, yes, definitely, without a single doubt in my mind.
How lantern and backpacks are important.
Well, we have maybe 5 or no more than that. We have maybe 8 different light source and maybe 10 different backpacks. They all have different properties. Like that one I have on my back right now, gives me a small armor buff when I'm wearing it, and protects the stuff inside. Shut up, bird. Other backpacks reduce the speed at which your food rots. So yeah, it changes a lot. Okay, I have no clue where I am. I'm lost, which is good. It's good to get lost, but okay, I'm southeast of this place.
Will there be survival elements?
Well, yeah, you need to eat, drink, water. You need to sleep, and if it's too cold, you need either to use fire or wear a coat. If you're in the desert, don't wear a full plate mail because you're gonna burn through your stamina super quickly.
Blistering Rams was asking if there was a girl in the development team, but someone answered that he's a female right now. But I think he's talking about the character. So we had girls in the team, but they didn't stay, unfortunately. But yeah, you can play as a woman too.
There was one programmer girl on our team.
Yeah,
for close
we
to a
had
year.
a PR for.
Yeah, it's not the same. That's just a month.
No.
Okay.
Can you poop or pee? No, you cannot.
No, not that much of a survival game.
Did I miss some questions there? What engine we were using? Arkansas already answered. Twinster, Silver Shine. There won't be mods. Fortunately.
I was right close to the gate.
At least not at release.
Alright, so I was brought back to the hometown, so at least you're going to be able to see what the village looks like. That was the defeat scenario that happened this time around.
Yep, I did. Kiori Mazuz is understanding this. I did. That's actually I was seeing it for funsies with friends, and now I'm kind of stuck with it. So I
so
said
now you
I
try
did
and sound serious and you say that?
Yeah. Yep. So don't say it, folks. Don't say words for fun. use the right one.
Okay, I'm gonna cheat because I won't be able to sleep. But yeah, here we are.
Zakata is asking if you can recover your item and equipment after you've been defeated.
Yep, you can.
So you've been lucky. Your bag has been brought to you with you at this place, but it's not always the case.
Greetings, friend.
There's a few defeat scenario where you actually get up, but without some of your stuff, so you have to find them again.
Oh, I know that someone asked me if I could play a swordman, so I'm gonna switch my skills to be using a one-handed sword. Should have enough money. Yeah. I don't need that.
Forverse is asking how the magic system work. Probably missed the first part of the of the stream.
Yeah, so magic, just like physical skills, are kind of based on a system of ritual where you need to do the actions in the right sequence to pull them off. You can't just press a button and throw a fireball. You need to set up your fire sigil, or if you use the runic language, you need to do the rune words in the right sequence to cast spells.
What can I do for you? All right.
So to answer's question, can you save anytime? Nope. The game auto saves, so you cannot like save before you fight a tough monster and being defeated and don't like what you wake up to. So and load the game back. So
Yeah,
nope.
you can't do save scumming.
Yep. There will be bosses. Language Turkish, please. It will depend of the.
Yeah, Turkish is not gonna happen. I have to be quite honest. There's
Well,
almost no chance.
we would need to ask Deep Silver for that.
No, I just don't want to lie. I don't want to say maybe when it's not the case. Turkish is almost impossible because of the word count of the game. The Turkish market is too small to justify spending many dozens of thousands of dollars in location costs.
To answer Zarya's question, if we can damage the world and burn trees, nope. Unfortunately, you cannot be a pyroman.
I don't know why my speed is so slow. Okay. So now I got a sword, and it's not a good one. I wish I could sleep.
Is there a stealth mechanic?
Yes. I am sneaking right now. Super sneaky. In the village. No, I'm gonna go and show
Is
the
there
trainers.
something you need?
Yeah, the stealth for combat is basically when you crouch, you make less noise. Lights attract.
Yeah, there's no point in sneaking while having your lantern lit. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Although I know that there are some items that do light but are not registered as such, but if we don't tell the players, they won't know. Oh shit! Okay, so that's one of the trainers. Good old Eto Akiyuki.
I will try to say the name. Say Tai Bai V1 actual queer bait. This looks like the RPG I've been needed in my life.
Yes! It is! It's gonna be the best RPG ever! Okay, so that's how trainers look. So you have these basic skills. If you want to be able to get the super good skills on the top, you need to spend a breakthrough point. And to do that, you need to buy the breakthrough skill. And to do that, you need to use one of your breakthroughs. So at first you get like that shield charge and the steady arm. Okay, so I'm gonna get that because that's good. And that no, oh, I don't have enough silvers for that. But once I bought those two, I could get a Spellblade Awakening, and that makes you kind of a mage fighter who can cast special elements on your weapon. And then that's the Gong Strike, the skill I talked about earlier, where you smash your weapon on your shield, and if it has elemental enchantment on it, the element explodes while smashing on the shield. And then the elemental discharge allows you to swing your blade to throw the element in front of you. I'm still gonna try and get to Monsoon. I'm gonna need travel rations though.
I inserted it in the chat, but I'll still say it out loud. Will there be weather?
Yes!
Can I help you?
So there will be rain, snow, so you can get cold. There's a desert, so you can get hot. So you have to equip the right equipment, armor, bring water, cook stuff to either protect you from cold weather, hot weather, and stuff like that. There's wetness, if I recall.
Yeah, when you're wet, cold affects you twice as much.
So there will be also equipment that protects you from being wet.
That's one example of a character that is cooler than you, and she started with a glowing sword, and you're like, scrappy.
Monkey Ballsman is asking if there's a way to lose everything. There is one defeat scenario that you wake up in a cell and you are
Yeah,
basically naked.
if you are captured by bandits and made their slave, they take away all your equipment and your backpack. But if you do the right choices, you can get your stuff back. But if you just decide to flee and don't come back soon enough, then yeah, your stuff will be lost forever.
Missing a few questions on this team. I'll try to answer them quickly so I can just bombard you with the next one. Is it feasible to play a pure mage?
Yes, it is, but it's really hard.
Uh,
Most of the time, and also you won't start as a pure mage. You
Yeah.
get there step by step, because like I said earlier, you need to sacrifice permanently your maximum health and your maximum stamina to unlock mana. And if you want to be a pure mage, the sacrifice that you need to make will be too big for the skills that you can do with it. But as you get along, get better equipment, get more use of your skills, and visit more trainers, you will get to a point where you can come back to the mountain and sacrifice more of your maximum and be able to handle that afterward. So it's about the journey of a mage and not just starting as that glass cannon character.
I said answer quickly. There's more question now. How many defeat scenario?
Oh shit.
A lot.
I think there are 90. If I recall correctly, there are 90 different defeat scenarios, and like they're chosen according to where you are on the map, in which map you are, what kind of enemy defeated you, or like if you were defeated by, say, hunger or cold, and yeah, that's a lot of defeat scenarios.
Those items are indestructible.
No,
like-
well, when your
They-
durability reaches 0, your equipment isn't broken, but they're no longer very useful.
My mouse stopped working on my computer. That's sad. He said 90. Yeah. Pay to win.
Yeah,
No
it's super
pay to-
pay to win. You pay once,
What?
$40, and then you
you-
win at life because you play outward.
Can you be a healer, more supportive character? Protection buff.
There is 2 spells in a game that allows you to heal. The first one is a runic spell that allows you to absorb the magical armor that you made for yourself and use it to heal yourself. The other one is the blood bullet, which is one of my favorite skills. There are pistols in the game. There are one-shot pistols, and when you are corrupted, you can cast a spell where you absorb the blood of an enemy into your gun and forms a blood bullet, and doing that heals you at the same time as damage them, and then you can fire that blood bullet. So it allows you to kind of fire twice. Well, not really fire, but on fire and fire twice from a single shot pistol. So yeah, gotta be kind of crafty. I really have no clue why my character is so slow. I don't even have that much weight. I'm gonna try something.
Stop whacking the wild chocobos.
Okay. Oh no, I'm cold because it's night. I'm gonna need to set up fire. Okay, let's make a fire. Where is the combat? Oh, I think it's because of the bird. Oh no, that's him right there. Okay, so by the way, the music like that goes on for combat forever. That's a bug that we know, we're aware of, and intend to fix before the release of the game.
We know there's already magic, but will there be archeries?
Yep, you can be an archer. There are 3 different archery skills, if I recall correctly, and many different bows with different properties.
For verse, yeah, there will be. There's actually a very few utility spells. There's a spark to light up your campfire. You can actually just throw your lantern or throw a fireball. It will also lit. Will there be pre-order?
Yep, there will be.
Can't wait for a stealth archer build.
Yeah, that's one of the cheap way to play, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, now that the bow skills uses arrow, it's less cheap.
True that.
This is the best photo ever. A few friends just sent me a photo of someone disguised and has a Tyrex watching the stream on its TV.
Nice.
Any GBV signature skills / spells?
Yeah, my 2 favorite ones are those I spoke about. The Blood Bullet is one of my favorite ones. The one where you absorb the blood of the enemy in your gun and then fire that. And then yeah, there's the Gong Strike, which is like I don't think I have it on this build. Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna be an asshole and cheat. Okay, so how do I do that? And there we go. There, I'm a cheater.
Will there be collector edition?
It is to be confirmed. I can't tell you any more on that. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Okay, so let's say I have like 3 enemies in front of me and they're pissing me off. I do this. That's one of my favorite skills. But it removes the enchantment there was on my blade. Okay, so now I've finally done it. I can move to the next region.
Fear is asking if there will be alchemy.
Yep, there is alchemy. It allows you to make different potions. When I played the Mage earlier, you could see how it works. Wait, where is the... Am I going in the right direction?
I actually can't tell you because I don't know.
Oh, I'm not going in the right direction. God damn it.
check your map.
Yeah, I should have done that. Where am I? I am the 2.
Someone's asking if.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna finish answering the question about alchemy.
Oh yeah, right.
But yeah, you need to start a fire, and then you set up your alchemy kit on that, and then you can mix ingredients to make potions. And you can either buy the recipes from the merchants, or find them in loot, or just experiment by yourself and find how to make potions.
So someone's asking if we can see a bit of the character creation.
Yeah, we can do that. Not too long. First, I wanna show another region than the Chersonese, because it's the region we've shown the most in the past. And personally, I am a big fan of the Martian and its town, so I would like to show that. And then I'm gonna start like a new character so people can see what it's like to go through character creation.
Thank you, Alfu. We also are hoping for a nice release in February.
I see some comments about they wish we had all the resources to make the game that we would want to make, and for sure, if we had more resource, we would have done more. But what we achieved with what we had, we're very proud of. It is not any team that would have been able to make this game with the resources we had. Of course, it doesn't show so much because right now I have like 2 bugs, one that doesn't let me sleep and another one that forces the combat music to keep playing in the loop all the time. But yeah, I mean, for a team of 10, we made a game that can keep you busy for 80 hours or more. There's already a lot going for it. So yeah, I think that people will really appreciate what they get for the price they pay.
Forverse is saying that he just watched the trailer, and will there be season like winter, summer?
And only in this region. In this region, it can be winter. The other region, there is some change in temperature, but it's just based on the day and night cycle. But this place right here, if it was snowing, it would be colder and it gets all white. I can't trigger the winter though. We would have to be lucky until it starts.
To answer,
I got bandits that are
Silvershine. The game will run at 60 FPS if you have the requirements.
Okay. Someone asked earlier if there would be like super strong monsters. Here's
oh
one.
yeah.
That's
is
a
it the
Wendigo.
Wendigo? Yeah, the
That
Wendigo.
that one will take care of everyone. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try to take it down. If I get close, like I'm gonna take cold damage over time. And oh shit, it's angry. It's angry. No, no. Oh shit. Fight the bandit, please.
Pyro is asking, how do I play the beta?
There is no beta available to the public. Oh god. Oh god. This is not going well.
To answer B2BMD, how is social stuff? Can we get married, buy horse, customize it, get babies, companion lights in Skyrim? You can actually get a real friend next to you and play split screen. Other than that, there's no real romance.
God damn it, I was brought back to Searzo.
Yeah, you died horribly.
Okay, I'm gonna do what people ask and just show the character creation.
Maybe you can just fast travel with the.
Yeah, I'm gonna cheat and use the debug to show the region. But
yeah.
First, here, new game. So, male or female? I'm gonna try with hair there.
Forver is asking if there is necromancy.
There is the ability to summon a ghost. That's all the necromancy there is in the game. However, whenever you kill someone, if it's a human, they have a soul that you can detect and then summon as your ghost.
Oh, it's yeah. Blaz said bandit and monster join forces weak. That's not always the case. Sometimes monsters will fight each other.
Well, the Wendigo killed 3 bandits before like getting super enraged on me. It's a pattern of AI that sometimes it will focus on you and sometimes it will just.
Silvershine answering my comments on getting a real friend, saying I do not have the requirements. I'm sorry. But you can get friends on the internet and play with them, though.
I see Gep just join in. Yeah, indeed. I wish you would have been there, Gep. Okay, so when you start, you're barefoot. You just survive the shipwreck. You're not the lone survivor kind of guy. There's actually someone who survived way better than you. I'm gonna join him. Are there any rags to find? I think there we go.
To answer Daniel Kessar, we're dev, so yeah, that's why we can play the game. We have some privileges.
Yeah, the privilege of playing the game we've been working on for 4 years.
Yeah. Oh, though the funny thing is I haven't played the game.
Right, you're the one who played it least of all the devs.
What you need?
Is it possible to beat
We're
the
not
game
far from
solo?
home.
Yup.
You can see the lighthouse from here, can't you?
Can
Kasai,
play solo if you
Go ahead and
play with
sleep
a
in one of
friend.
the extra bedrolls.
The enemies will be boosted a bit with the impact resistance and a bit of health, if I recall.
Oh, I can't get through the tutorial.
Oh yeah,
because I
yeah,
can't
right.
sleep.
You cannot sleep.
Björk, I hate you.
I'm sorry.
It's all your fault.
just warp to the desert.
Okay. I'm gonna load up Monsoon because it's my favorite city.
Can you go underwater?
Nope.
No. Can we see the house that we start with? Not because I'm a bad dev and I put bug in builds.
Okay. Not only I love the music in this place, I love just the light. The fact that there's like these glowing things.
Trevor is asking what make this game different from another like RPG subgenre.
Well, the main aspects is it's the only open world RPG to my knowledge that you can play in split screen. It is very rare for RPGs to treat the players as normal people and not some kind of overpowered superhero. We took an approach where instead of like usually you have your survival games and you have your story-based game, but very few games in which there is a story, but in which there are more factors to take into account than just combat. So if you want to play a game that is about living the life of an adventurer and not just being some kind of brute that just kicks ass, Outward is the game for you. You need to eat, you need to drink, you need to sleep, you gotta be careful about temperature, you have limited inventory, so all of those things that that reminds you that you're vulnerable, that you're a human being, they're into the game. And that's the change in tone that we wanted. There are, of course, RPGs with higher production values, with more epic stories, with more customization. But this game is about exploring vulnerability without sacrificing the story. I guess that if that doesn't answer the question, maybe it's not a game for you.
Rick is asking if you can buy a house.
Yeah, you can buy a house affiliated with the faction that you choose to join. This big temple right here is the temple of the Holy Mission of Elat. It is one of the three factions that you can join. Those are typical guys from that faction. So if you want to play kind of a paladin type of character, that would be where you can go. And yeah, if you join them, then you can buy a house in their city.
Oh yeah, we reached 6,000 viewers on
Yay!
Steam.
There.
Blessings of Elat upon you. Ah, curious.
I'm really just a beggar right now, running around with my barefoot.
Yeah.
I blame you, Pierre-Luc.
for being barefoot.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have died if I could have slept, and I couldn't sleep because
you can warp in CLZO. Just use the debug menu.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I'm gonna show
Greetings,
another,
friend.
trainer So this is when I was playing the Mage. This is one of the trainers that taught the spells I was using.
Someone's asking if there is a
Hey there.
faction war or faction rivalries or big factors or just something secondary.
So yeah, there is a rivalry between the Heroic Kingdom of Levant and the Blue Chamber Collective. They are two of the main factions. You can join both sides, and the Holy Mission is trying to play the role of a mediator between the two to avoid the escalation of war. Alright, I'm gonna teleport to Cirzo to show the starting town. House.
For verse, is there religion, pantheon?
If there is what?
Is there a religion or a pantheon?
Yeah, there is. The governing religion
Blood
is the
price
Holy
is
Mission of
sacred.
Alat.
If I don't,
If you
I want to
cut-
skip that 'cause
you
that'd
heard,
be
Mother.
spoilers.
Away with.
Once you must this. If you
So the
remember,
next
you
question.
only have a few days.
I'm not interested
May
in
your
magic.
ancestors
How does
watch
a
over
pure
you.
warrior swordsman develop combos, special attack, counter parries?
All of that. Okay, so this is the starting house. When we wake up, that's where we are at. We start here. Those are better clothes than what I'm wearing right now. So there we go. And a super sucky first backpack. And yeah, that's the starting point for the
Blistering
game.
Rams is asking, can you make a faction grow big?
Nope. Well, you. It's not like some 4X games, for instance, where you just do trades and stuff to increase the size of or the importance of certain planets and stuff like that. But yeah, with the story, there are fluctuations in the level of power of every faction. But it's more story-based than a mechanic in a game.
Larius is asking if you want to become an assassin or thief, can I steal?
There isn't much things to steal, but if you want to play more of an assassin kind of character, the first dagger you can make is a shiv, and there are skills that you can use with that. You can learn to backstab and do some special parries and be more apt at dodging, that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you want to play kind of a ninja / assassin kind of character, you definitely can.
Sparkshark is asking if the balance feature when you keep blocking is still a thing.
Yes.
Will there be elemental weakness?
There are elemental weakness for pretty much every creature in a game, and you just need to keep an eye out to find out what is most effective. For instance, when we were fighting against the Wendigo at the start, not at the start, just before I died, that Wendigo was very weak against fire, for instance.
Will there be side stories?
Yes, there are 3 major side stories and a few small tasks and hidden Easter eggs and stuff like that.
Can you place the carpet correctly in your house?
Nope, you can't. So, not even
I think
sorry.
if you reduce the, is there a setting if you drop down the graphics, it's actually flat? I'm not sure.
Not to my knowledge.
I noticed something different with the carpet.
Alright, my character's hungry now.
Greetings,
Somehow
friend.
be a store or a general trader.
Say what?
Can you have like a store or be a general trader?
No, you can't trade with other people, but you can't set up your stall and have people visit you. It's more the other way around. You provide the supplies.
Iscariot is asking if the game will still feel rewarding even if you skip magic.
Yeah, definitely. You can get much more. You can really increase your endurance, and depending on the type of armor you wear, you can't start with just a big full plate armor. So part of the progression comes from first getting good, like you really feel the difference when you get used to the combat. You just become better and better. Another point is, of course, the equipment and then the skills that you unlock.
To answer for verse, yes, you will be able to play with a keyboard and mouse. You can also play with a general controller like Xbox, PS4. To answer Spark Shards, you have a chest in your house where you can store your stuff. Albinuran is asking how does rune casting work?
Okay, so what I could do is, yeah, I don't have the money. I don't want to show all the skills in the game, but essentially it's separate skills that are just the runes themselves. That when you cast a rune, it doesn't do anything, but if you cast the right runes in the right order, it will trigger spells. One of the spells I mentioned earlier was that you could cast your own lantern, so you have a source light above your head. So you just cast the 2 right runes in the right order, and then you will have a source of light above your head. And if you get more
Need
apt
something?
at using runes,
Well,
eventually you can
all
even
right.
make
I feel
the second version of a
letting
spell.
you
So
outside
for
the
instance,
walls.
the
Use the door
we
when
call
you
the
want to
Mage
head
lantern,
out.
the source of light right on top of your head. The following spell you can do with rune is do the right word so that your lantern throws a laser or a bolt of lightning at the nearest enemy.
Just reading the stuff. Yeah. To answer Sparkle Pony about the crafting and smithing, you will be able to craft stuff. There's alchemy, there's cooking, and there's survival crafting, where you can craft a rudimentary
Rudimentary.
rudimentary backpack and gear actually.
Alright, so we're still in the same region as when we started, so it's still the Chersonese, but this shows like the difference, what it looks like when you just start. I'm just this dude. I'm gonna remove the lantern. I don't need it in my bag. But yeah, I look like this very unintimidating character. And as you go along, you find a better backpack. You end up finding a real weapon and not just some crappy machete. And yeah, you really feel the progression, even if you are playing a warrior. Just because, well, look at me. I don't look like
Elevator
anything.
pitch. Someone is asking for an elevator pitch. Not sure what does this mean.
Well,
Is
I just gave my answer as to like what makes this game more like different from other RPGs. But my elevator pitch is this is an open world RPG in which you're not a special snowflake, and that you can play in split screen co-op if you want.
To answer the advocate, will there be fishing, harvesting, farming?
Farming, no. Harvesting, yes. Fishing, yes. And mining as well.
Can you be evil? Like, say I want to kill the whole town, is that possible?
You can't do it through sheer evilness, but you can have very direct consequences to your actions, either by negligence or sometimes you will have some choices where you can sacrifice people in order to further your goals. But it is not a game about playing either like the super good character or the super evil character. There's no such extreme archetype.
Oh yeah, I did miss the question. Will there be guns? There's
There will be single shot pistols that you can use as a offhand weapon, and yeah, there's a whole playstyle around those.
Vextin Steam page says online co-op. Is this accurate? Yeah, as with split screen co-op as well.
I won't even be able to kill the bird. God damn it.
Kill the bird.
So we're talking about crafting. Right now I am not doing so good with my health, and I don't have any potion because I just started. So here's one thing I can do. I go to my crafting menu, I tear down my ragged attire, and so now I have enough linen scraps to make bandages, and I can apply those bandages to my character now. There we go, and I should be healing over time, although very slowly. There we go.
Stop wiking the bird. Someone's asking if trainers for specific skills exist in specific cities. Can you easily get to ones you want early, or do you need to keep your breakthrough points until you are strong enough to reach them?
You need to keep your breakthrough points. However, when you start out, you won't be so rich either. So one good way to go at it would be to visit each town, or at least 2 or 3 towns, to get an idea of what they offer in terms of skills, and then choosing what you want to spend once you do have the money. And doing those trips themselves will almost assuredly be a way to make some cash. But yeah, you can buy all the skills in the bottom half of the skill trees without needing to spend your breakthrough points. So before you start making those hard decisions, you can get used to the different playstyles.
Ajax is saying that he likes the new UI. Is there a grade of equipment like normal, exception, epic, legendary?
Not exactly, but there are weapons and armors that are better than the rest. Like they're soft tiers, but there's no such thing as like rare, unique, epic, and that kind of stuff.
Silvershine is asking who composed the music.
The guy is called Jean-François Racine, and he is crazy good, in my opinion. He was still a student when he started making the soundtrack for the game, and yeah, it's really impressive. And he did it in a short amount of time as well.
I like the comment of Vextin. My current idea in my head for what this game is would be Fable 2, but difficult.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Guillaume, do you mind showing us that lantern spell combo?
Fine. Fine.
We need to keep some candies for when the game releases, you know.
I know, but the people who are here are the people who are the most, like, hyped about the game, or at least the most curious, so I want to show them more. Alright, so here's the Hallowed Marsh.
To answer Rika's trick question, since we answered it earlier more detailed, is a playthrough is about 20 hours, and there's 3 main quest lines, so roughly 60 hours. Kansas is answering in the chat at the same time.
For the question that have been answered already, I would recommend just writing the answer in the chat. For the people who have been here from the start or already know, feel free to answer them to free up space for the other questions.
Gep is asking how distracting are the side quests like? The first time I played 60 hours in Skyrim, I never fought the dragon because I did not work on the main storyline.
It is possible to play without caring too much about the main story, but I think it is a more narrative-driven experience than Skyrim normally is. If you just want to walk around and do stuff, you won't be bombarded with like side quests and stuff like that. But you will find like dungeons and places to visit, and you can improve your character. But part of doing the main quest is that you gain some rewards that help you move on to be able to tackle the more dangerous dungeons. Doesn't mean it's impossible, like you can do any dungeon from the very beginning or almost, but that would require to quickly find the correct gear and correct skills to make that possible. Okay, I'm gonna try and do the lantern.
MCO3 is asking if there is a flat hand attack so I can bitch slap some fools.
What?
He's asking if there's a normal hand attack.
No,
Where you...
no. We only have base melee based on weapons. Okay, so that's not what I wanted. Cut that one. That's not what I wanted either. I don't remember the correct order for that runic spell for the lantern.
Lantern is I did it today is Desfal or Faldes.
Desfal? Okay, let me look at the name of the runes. Desfal. Alright, let's try that. Nope.
Nope. It's
So now
Shall
I
we
have a trap, a sword, and
Faldes then.
I doubt it. Oh, you're right. It's Valdez. All right, and then if I want to throw the lightning bolt, how do I do that? I would imagine that.
To answer MCO3 question about weapons, there are polearms, spears, 2 guns, or at least one-handed one-shot gun, daggers. There's the chakram. Mace, obviously, axe, two-handed version of a bunch of those.
Okay, there's no chance that I'm gonna win against him because.
Gip is asking if there's a list of the rune combination somewhere.
Nope, you have to experiment. Although the trainer does tell you one recipe, one combination. Man, I really wish I knew the answer to how to throw the laser now. Well, the lightning bolt.
Clark Savage is asking, with online co-op, how many players at a time?
2 is the maximum, and there are technical reasons, there are game balance reasons, but the most important is it would go against the spirit of the game to have too many players at once, because one important theme of Outward is vulnerability, and you would never feel vulnerable if you could gang up on enemies with your friends. Okay, so I'm gonna cheat again. So that's pretty much it for today. My allotted time slot for the stream was about 2 hours. So now is the time if you have some last questions before we leave. And I hope you like what you saw so far.
How do you recharge mana?
Okay, so you can use mana potions, you can use fish-based meals, most of the time will heal your mana, or if you eat turnip. There is also one breakthrough skill that is really powerful that gives you mana regeneration over time, and you can sleep. However, when you sleep, you burn your maximum mana, but you regenerate the mana below that maximum that is burned.
And Monkey Ballsman is asking if you can be the father of his babies.
If I'm courted right.
Will there be double pack in the shop? I think he's talking about buying Outward as a 2-pack.
No, probably not. The reason for that is that there has been a lot of abuse from key resellers who are just buying the 4-packs or the 2-packs and then selling them as individual units on the store, and yeah, this is why we can have nice things, because of G2A.
And so
Is
there
there
won't
something
be
you
a
need?
public beta, if I recall.
That is correct. No, no beta.
Silvershine is asking if we're being positive here, and the game receives a great welcome from the people. What will you do with the game? Will you continue to go or move to another IP?
That's a big one. Before making a sequel to Outward 2, we might be doing one other game in between because, well, we've been working on the game for 4 years already. And if the game is successful, we will support it with at least one DLC expansion, and of course, like, bring in some free updates to it as well. So we would be like spending even more time on it. So we might need to rinse our palette with a new title. But if it is successful, we would definitely come back to it after that. Yeah, it's such a difficult question because there's a level of success where we need to support it, then there's a level of success where we need to move on to something else, and then there's a level of success where we definitely need to support it even more. It's a very complicated question. But we won't give up on the people who encourage us, that's for sure.
Vextin has a technical question. If we're using a scriptable render pipeline like HDRP or LWRP, that's something Arkansas can maybe answer. I'm not the right one to answer that.
Yeah, that's very programmery. I'm just a dumb game designer.
A lot of people are saying that we're doing a great job. Thank you guys. It's always fun. Great to hear.
You can see another of the Vigil crystals right here. As we saw in the Chersonese, there is actually one in every region.
Silvershine is asking if there's a combination of magic that will make you blow away.
Huh? What do you mean?
I don't know. Maybe explode. Either that or being surprised, I guess. I guess people can discover the skills we programmed in the game. So to answer the question about technicality, we're not using SRP or HDRP. We're actually on Unity 5.6, which is quite old at this point.
What do you guys think about the music? I would love to hear your feedback on this, because I personally love it, but of course I am highly biased about my own game.
We can kill chicken without the guards attacking us. That's something we can. That'd be fun to add. What would you say is your biggest inspiration in regards of the world creation? It looks absolutely amazing, and this swamp-like area with the blooming flowers kind of reminds me of Jade Empire, as well as the music.
That's more a question for the 3D artists. I know that I had a few gameplay ideas that I wanted, and then they kind of form the kind of visual universe that comes with that. So, like, for instance, those are the fireflies. They're a great light source, but they make the enemies very aggressive against you. And I wanted to have those fireflies be a harvestable resource. So I need to find the right flower, and the fireflies will fly to that flower, and then I can get them. Let's find that flower and hopefully not get attacked by an enemy.
Telephone. We get overall good comments on the music. There's a couple. Someone says that maybe the song right now maybe doesn't fit the area, and someone also said that silence is sometimes also a good thing.
Yeah, well, the music is not always playing, so because I agree with that. Personally, I like music that has a lot of presence, but I know that sometimes immersion just feels better when it's just silence and your own footsteps. There it is.
Deep Silver Souls like.
Well, I mean, you've never seen a Souls-like be that open, so yeah, the combat is quite honestly inspired by the Dark Souls series, but nothing else.
Is the lore of the world of Outward part of the story?
Yes, yes, it is. I'm getting harassed by phone.
Rick is asking if the music will repeat.
Yep, it will repeat after like a few minutes of silence.
Also, does the music change based on region?
Yep, we have like, and this is something that's super cool. Oh shit, I want to die against this one. There goes
Will
half
you-
my health.
Will you answer the question? You stop at this. This is going to be cool.
I got excited. Yeah, every region has not only its own music theme, it has also its night version of the music theme, and the combat theme changes also with every region. And then there's music for different dungeons as well with their own fighting theme. So yeah, it's pretty detailed.
Len AD is asking, do enemies vary from day to night? Will we see different
No,
enemy?
that's something I wanted. That's something I wanted so much, but yeah, we ran out of resource, and we had to eventually decide on some things to cut down so that we could just focus on what we had and make it right. And yeah, we didn't have time to increase the number of different encounters and do that.
Captain Frost is asking if you fell in the swamp water, is it equal to death?
It's not, but in theory, it should have been. I would admit that, because the water is super poisonous. But no, it's not the case. Alright, I'm super stoked to see that there were so many people and so many questions. Thank you very much for your time, everyone. Sadly, this is all the time I had for the stream today. But please follow us on Facebook, or just wishlist the game on Steam, or any other means that you have to stay current on the game. We will keep pushing, we will keep improving, and as time goes, we will show more stuff. This year we are mostly focusing on showing like the systems, the features, how the game works, the combat, that kind of stuff. And before release, we'll double down on other cool aspects of the game. Thank you very much, everyone, and I wish you a great time with the other video games until Outward is released.
Yeah, look forward to the VOD version of this stream. We're going to upload it in the next few days. There's also a Discord link that you can find on our website.
Would be good to add it on the Twitch page.
Yep. I will do it right after this is done. So thank you guys for being with us today. We reached 6,500 people, so this was amazing.
Bye bye.